Okay, Paul's up. We'll start with quarterback. Quarterback, I have him ranked sixth. His starting quarterback is Ben Roethlisberger. Most people, I think, have Roethlisberger ranked fourth or fifth. I think now you can't take out games where a player performed really well in one or two games. Roethlisberger had those two games with 12 touchdowns, which is great because he did that. But that's two games where he had something that was like 30% of his season as far as touchdowns go, or like his productivity, something crazy like that. So great job with that, but the odds of repeating that just aren't very high. I'm just not a huge fan of Big Ben this year. I think he's comparable with guys like Romo, with guys like Bradford, guys that probably could have got a little bit later, and Paul took him in the third round. So he is ranked 6th. Running back, I have him ranked 12th. So I don't do this and get giddy about slamming someone's team or anything like that, but I do call it like I see it. And I think Paul would admit, he's got Gurley and Abdullah. I mean, those are his starting running backs, and we don't know. First of all, we don't know how good Gurley's going to be. All reports, say he's going to be great. He took Gurley in the 4th round, but we don't know that. That's a bad offensive line. That's again, I've said it like 5 times now. That division. That's why I don't take basically, I don't take any players in that division at all because those defenses are so good, along with a bad offensive line. So Gurley could be Adrian Peterson, and he's still, I just don't think he's going to have a big year, especially that someone's that's going to return 4th round value. So I think, I don't know if this happened or not. If it didn't happen, that's fine. I'm just saying that sometimes, and I'm very guilty of this, sometimes I fall in love with players and I just have to have that player. Maybe that happened with Paul here, maybe not. I have no idea, so I could definitely be wrong. The other starting running back is Abdullah. I mean, Joique Bell, he's still there. They still like him. Abdullah's a rookie. Both Gurley and Abdullah could turn out to be, really good. I don't think so with Gurley, but I mean, it could happen. We don't. I don't think it's impossible. I just don't see it. But being a rookie, and again, he's another guy that I understand that has a lot of hype behind him, and rightly so. I've seen some of his plays in college. I went back and looked at some because I didn't know anything about him. He looks awesome, but he's got Joique Bell there, so. I don't know. They really like Bell a lot, and I think that's going to be. I don't think it's a committee. I think Bell is the starter, and I think it's going to be like a 70-30 split. So to take him in the 1, 2, 3 in the 5th round, and your other running back is Gurley. That's tough. I think it put him behind the 8 ball just a bit. And I think let's say his first pick would have been Lacy, his second pick would have been Jeremy Hill, something like that. And then you take Gurley and Abdullah, yes, I think they're great backups, and backups that could be something. But to take him as your starters when you already took Gronk and Roethlisberger before that, I just thought it put him behind the 8 ball a little bit. Watch Paul win the whole league. Who knows? I don't know anything, but that's just those are my honest thoughts. So not trying to be a jerk. So wide receiver, I have him ranked 8th. He took Antonio Brown, which that's not who I would have taken, but 99% of people would have. I would have taken Dez. Golden Tate, when Calvin Johnson was gone, was awesome, but with Calvin Johnson, he was pretty pedestrian. And then I wasn't sure if he was taking Aguilar or starting Aguilar or Torrey Smith. I don't know who that flex starter is going to be. I'm assuming Aguilar, but I could be wrong. Aguilar has a real chance to be someone, but again, he's a rookie. So that's Gurley, Abdullah, and Aguilar, potentially in the starting lineup that are all rookies. So I don't know what to expect there. And then tight end, he took Gronk. I think that was the right pick. I don't think you can go wrong with Gronk. But for this team to be successful, Gronk, he really does have to have a career year, in my opinion. Again, I could be totally wrong, but that's just what I think. So Gronk he's going to have like 18 touchdowns for Paul to compete, or he's going to really have to start pulling off some trades. In my opinion. So that's just what I think. So those are his starters. His starters, I gave a grade of a D. I've really explained why I think that already. I thought his now. I know this is kind of funny to say, but I thought his best pick was Abdullah. He took him in the 5th round. Now that's just where he took him, because I think that's good value in the 5th round. But I'm not talking about players that were taken before that. I felt like running back, he probably should have taken a couple of running backs before that. So if you have Abdullah on your bench, that's awesome. But as a starter, maybe not so much. So, but I still think he's a dynamic player, and I do think that was his best pick. I think he saw Abdullah on the board, and he was aware of what he already had. Paul's not dumb, so he knew he already had that. But he saw the best player, and I think he took the best player available, and I think that was the right pick. So that's well done there. I thought his worst pick, and it's not a bad player, but I thought it was Roethlisberger, and it's not Roethlisberger himself. Like I said, I think he's comparable with Romo, Bradford, and some of those other guys. And I think since he had not gone with the running back yet, going quarterback in the 3rd round when you don't have a running back is risky, and then you've got to take guys like Gurley and Abdullah later on. So I think Roethlisberger is a fine player, just not in the 3rd round, considering what was already taken. So let's kind of jump into his full team, get into his bench a little bit. He's got Kaepernick on the bench. Kaepernick could have a bounce back year. I don't think that he will. I think they're going to be looking to replace him next year. Just my opinion. He's got Shane Vereen, who I like quite a bit. I think Vereen has a real chance to catch 70 balls in that offense. He's got Sankey, who I hate, and he's got Zach Stacy. Chris Ivory's the starter there. Then they've got Stephen Ridley. I don't see Stacy having an impact. He's got Torrey Smith and Stedman Bailey. I kind of see those as the same guy. They've got a little bit of upside, but I don't expect a whole lot from them. So I'm not going to drag this one out. I gave his full team a C-. I have his record at 4-9. I don't have him making the playoffs this year. And his overall grade is a D+. But his strength obviously is his tight end. Weakness is obviously his running back. So I'm going to cut this one short. Again, I don't take any joy in slamming someone's team. So moving on to John will be next.